I have studied abroad 2 times. First time was right after I graduated from high school in 2009. I went to Germany for 1 year, and I lived with a host family, and I was doing a program that was the 13th year in Germany, which is at their German Gymnasium, it's called, and it's equivalent to an American high school, except for it's specifically college prep. And then I went to OU for 2 quarters, and after that I did a program through OU in Salzburg, Austria. And when I was learning to speak German, the hardest thing that I had to do was actually get myself to use the target language, because originally I had not learned any German before going. I sat in on a class for half of a year because I didn't know where I was even going to go. I knew I wanted to study abroad, but I didn't know where I wanted to go. So I didn't know what classes I should even be taking. So halfway through the year I decided I was going to Germany, and I sat in on a German 1 class in high school where I learned how to say, "My name is," "How are you," maybe the colors, but that wasn't really enough to get me through communicating in Germany. So at first I got there and I spoke only English. My host family was totally fine with it. In fact, everybody loved to speak English with me because they all got to practice their English. And it was easy for me because I didn't have, that was no challenge. I could speak English. And so after about 2 months, I had a bad dream, actually, about being on an airplane, and the flight attendant was telling me something, I had to get off because the plane was going to crash, and I couldn't understand her. She was speaking in German. And from that day on, when I woke up in the morning, I was like, I have to learn how to speak English, or German. I have to learn how to speak German. So I learned from that day on to only use German, no English, and told my host family I only want to use German, and that's what I did. And it was amazing the amount of German that I'd actually learned completely subconsciously. I had no idea because I'd not used it myself. Obviously I was, in Germany, so I had heard it several times, but I hadn't really used it. So as soon as I started using it, I would run into situations where I would say a whole sentence, then look at somebody and say, did I say what I was trying to say? Was that right? Did you understand me? And yeah, I realized I actually knew a lot more than I thought I had known. So some of the things that came easily to me. What?